Alright, quick intro, bad quality, sorry, but I got many DMs asking about what Edinburgh academics are like and how they're concerned about the virtual circumstances again this year. I want my platform to be somewhere that's like both funny and entertaining sometimes, but mostly like informational and helpful to all you guys, so I really appreciate you watching and then like taking the time to DM me your questions. Didn't think that this footage I had would be relevant, so I gave up on it, but COVID keeps surprising us. So this is basically my thoughts when I was in Edinburgh about the academics. I wanted to get the video out as quickly as I could because I know that the sooner you guys receive the information, the more helpful it is and the more you can prepare because school is starting soon, hence the quality, but the information in here is quality, so please stick around for that. Even through my personal vlogs, I hope that you guys can learn something from, and overall, please don't forget to like and subscribe for more helpful content, and as always, thanks for watching. I just found out half of the work I did for one of my classes I didn't have to do, and it didn't apply to me because I'm a visiting student. Timetabling is just so confusing. So if I didn't email the course secretary about this timetabling error, then I would have done double the amount of work that I had to do the whole term. While we're here, let's do a mini catch up of the classes and how work is going here at Edinburgh, academic wise at least. So many people have also asked me questions about like virtual school and stuff like through my DMs. Guess I should be preparing for the virtual career fair that's in 30 minutes, but virtual school here is hard because it was supposed to be hybrid, and technically a few of my classes are hybrid, as in I go in for the in-person seminars bi-weekly, so I have a group and then like 1 week I am virtual live, and then it's a pattern where I go into seminar. It's like a 40-minute walk one way, so I guess it's not too bad because then I don't have to walk that much. The workload here is definitely a lot lighter than at Caltech because first off, the sets aren't graded, like there aren't true deliverables throughout the term except for my humanities course, and even then it's just one essay and then one exam at the end. But basically, like, the point is you need to keep on top of the self-study questions or the tutorial questions and then go over them in the tutorials, but then they send the answers week after week, so I guess you could just look at them then if you don't want to practice yourself. But I've been doing those self-study questions and the tutorials, so I thought I had to do all these tutorial questions and send them in before tomorrow, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is like a whole Caltech problem set. But before the tutorial session, okay, the next page is already during. After. Makes me so happy. Nothing like Caltech. The thing is though, as with all remote learning, it's very difficult, especially with math and then like drawing NMR and stuff like that, because the whiteboard is difficult to navigate instead of like people doing it online, and of course like speaking through Teams with no one with their camera on. It's just too disorganized, and of course you just can't get that quality of learning that you would in person. It's funny though because I recently came across in one of the giant group chats for my Edinburgh classes that there's a petition going around that's like, oh, Edinburgh is exploiting students for like making us pay tuition and housing because we're not actually getting hybrid classes. Basically everything's remote, and like students are just like really annoyed and like stressed, and like it's funny though because they're like, oh, we're paying like £7,000 and then I'm here like still paying Caltech tuition and Caltech housing. I'm paying a lot more money for online school. No regrets though, I would still come and it's a great experience to be in Edinburgh. I would like to say though, like even though remote learning is difficult, I can truly tell the amount of effort that Edinburgh has put in to make this possible, to still have the academic school year try to go on as normal as possible, because they're using up this platform Learn, and then all the professors, they have annotated their lecture slides. Also, a good thing is that it's pretty standard throughout all the classes, so they're all using Learn, all having recorded lectures, and then they provide the lecture notes as well as additional notes for what they're saying, and they check the captions. It's a little difficult for me, like in particular, because of like they have accents, right, like Italian, Scottish, British accents, but I'm getting used to it. Of course, meeting people is hard too, especially me as a fourth year. I haven't had people that I already know here as friends in my classes, but I've looked into like the other people in my tutorial groups and then like just like searched them up on Facebook and messaged them, and luckily like I've reached out to a few people. They've all been super nice. This girl I met, especially in my chemie designing course, we've met a few times, like carefully of course. Also, my flat is really nice. All the people are really cool. They're all first years though, so they don't have as much work as me, and then like they're all not STEM, which is really cool. Like there's this girl doing costume design. Like I didn't know this was like a major, or like it goes that specific. They all have a lot of time though, seemingly, like every night just hang out and like party, and I feel kind of bad that when they ask me to join I can't, but at least they're great to speak with and like get to know each of the cultures, because they're from all different places like Denmark, Poland, Glasgow, York. Something though is that this this weekend they are having another lockdown, saying that all restaurants and pubs starting at a specific time Friday night to tomorrow night and closing until October 25th, and that's because cases are going up again. On the bright side though, at least like last weekend we went to St. Andrews, which is a lot of fun, and this weekend it's more outdoorsy. We're trying to go to the Highlands, so hopefully that'll still be okay. That's all I have for now, so maybe I'll think of stuff later. Some interesting differences between academics here and then like at US schools. So in Edinburgh, a 70 and above, that's an A. And so like then it goes down from there like by 10, so 60s is a B and so on. And it's really interesting because especially in the humanities, it's extremely good to get a 70 or above. And it's almost unheard of to get like 70 something or like 80 something. The whole system is really interesting to me because why then have the highest score be in the 70s if your scale's on 100? But that's just my opinion. Maybe there's a reason for that. But if someone knows why that's the reason, then I think it would be interesting to know. So you can comment. Also, another thing that's useful to know if you're studying abroad here is that the binders are all 2-ring, not 3-ring. Lucky for me, Vicky left me this 2-hole puncher. As far as academics in general, at least for like all of my STEM classes throughout the term that weren't project classes, the whole grade was based on a final. I thought I'm pretty self-motivated, I think, but I wasn't as much as I believed me to be because I did like procrastinate that a little just because I knew like I didn't have to turn in. I would rather like work on my job search or stuff like that. So that's also something important to keep in mind. Also, as far as like the final, one class I had, which was Chemical Engineering Design 4, Process and Economics, their final for the full-time Edinburgh students is at the end of the second semester. So like in I think May or June, whenever their semester ends. But all of the lectures and coursework was just for this semester. And like, I just think that's so weird. Like, why learn for a whole semester and then have to wait 5-6 months when you probably forgot the material already to take the final?